It begins with rain, a sudden cold downpour that catches you unprepared. You stand under a skeletal awning, watching the world dissolve into grey streaks. Then she appears, a figure emerging from the gloom, holding a large black umbrella like a shield. She doesn't speak at first, merely extends it into your space. An offer, a kindness. You take it, of course. A polite smile, a word of thanks. The transaction feels simple, complete. But as you walk away, sheltered by her gift, you feel something else. The weight of the umbrella is heavier than it should be. This is the first thread. Thin, almost invisible. You barely notice it being tied. The next day, a cup of coffee appears on your desk. You looked tired, she says, her smile a perfectly curated thing. You didn't ask for it, but to refuse would be rude, so you drink it. And a second thread is tied. Soon, her help is everywhere. She organizes your chaotic notes. She tidies up your workspace when you're gone. She offers advice you never sought. Each act is a small stone placed in your pocket. Each gesture a silken thread woven into a net. You feel it growing heavier. You feel gratitude, of course. You're supposed to. But underneath it, a different emotion festers. A cold, quiet resentment. You feel trapped. How can you complain about kindness? How can you reject someone who is only helping? This is not an accident. This is a strategy. It's the architecture of a covert contract. A covert contract is an unspoken, unwritten agreement. It's a bargain you never consciously made, but are expected to honor. The terms are simple. I have given you something you did not ask for. You now owe me something I will not name. This dangerous psychology preys on a fundamental part of our social DNA, the reciprocity principle. We are hardwired to repay debts. It's the basis of cooperation, of society. To receive without giving back feels wrong, dishonorable. The manipulator understands this better than you do. They don't give a gift. They create a debt. They are not being kind. They are making an investment in your compliance. Let's call him Julian. An artist pouring his soul onto canvas in a dusty, moonlit attic. His work is raw, chaotic, and honest. It is his. And then he meets Eleonora, a gallery owner with eyes that don't just see, they appraise. She praises his potential.
Relax now.
A dangerous word. Not what he is, but what he could be. With her help. She starts small. Gifts of expensive brushes he can't afford. Canvases that are larger, cleaner, better than his own. Julian feels a surge of gratitude. This is his dream. She is helping his dream. Then come the suggestions. That shade of blue is so melancholic, my dear. Try this. A little more structure here, perhaps. Her voice is like honey, but her words are like chisels, chipping away at his instincts. He hesitates. This isn't what he envisioned, but he looks at the expensive brushes, the giant canvases. He is in her debt, so he changes the blue. He adds the structure. His painting becomes cleaner, more palatable, less his. Eleonora is pleased. She arranges a showing. The gallery is filled with people whose faces are all smooth, blank masks. They praise the work. They use words like refined and marketable. Julian feels a cold sickness in his stomach. This success isn't his. It's a product manufactured by Eleonora, stamped with his name. He is a feature in her gallery, her prized possession, her beautiful broken puppet. The breaking point always comes. It has to. The soul can only be suppressed for so long. One night, Eleonora suggests a new series. Commercial, easy to sell, landscapes. Pleasant, quiet, dead landscapes. And Julian, in a voice he barely recognizes, says a single word. No, the silence in the room is a physical thing. Cold and sharp. Eleonora's smile doesn't falter, but it becomes something brittle, something dangerous. And then she says it. The words that make the entire contract visible. After everything I've done for you, there it is. The bill has been presented. The unspoken has been screamed into the silence. Her help was never a gift. It was a loan. And the interest rate was his soul. This is the moment of truth. The moment you see the cage is not made of steel, but of obligation. An obligation you never agreed to. The debt is an illusion, a phantom forged from your own sense of honor and weaponized against you. You can reject the terms. You can void the contract. All it takes is the courage to be seen as ungrateful. Julian walks out of the gallery. He leaves the clean canvases, the expensive brushes, the hollow praise. He walks out into the rain. He returns to his attic. It's dusty and cold, but it is his. And for the first time in a long time, he is free. Understand this. True help empowers. It does not indebt. It is given freely with no expectation of return. A gift that comes with unspoken conditions is not a gift. It is a transaction, a down payment on your autonomy. Learn to recognize the weight of the unsolicited gift. Feel the texture of the strings attached. It is better to stand in the rain, soaked but free, than to be dry under an umbrella that costs you your freedom.